okay? So we're talking about romance and love, and you do have the Hangman. And he's showing up in the upright position. So this is a card of waiting and in suspension. This is also a situation where you're looking at things and love and, you know, just even dating for those who are single. You're looking at love and commitment and relationship from a very, very different perspective. So whatever you've been doing in the past, you're thinking about switching things up and doing the opposite. So if you've been like the type that has been monogamous, you're thinking of like casual dating, and vice versa. If you've been, you know, casually dating in the past, then this month you're more serious about you know, entering long-term commitment. So it's basically this is just thinking about it, okay? Trying to switch things up. So nothing is definite yet, but you are thinking about that. So what is crossing you for good or for bad is the Judgment card. The Judgment card. And it's basically, you know, in the process of switching things up, changing the way you approach relationships and romance and love in general, you're going to actually implement these changes with this Judgment card. This brings about a new beginning, and it also brings about a decision that affects other people. So it does affect you and the people around you, namely the people in your immediate circle, your family, your friends, and your romantic partners. So for those of you who have been married, this is, you know, like a renewal as well of your vows and commitments. And for those of you who are dating and single, this is also the process of branching out and basically letting other in more on your inner life, like your mentality and also your mental processes, the things you think about, your values, your beliefs, okay? So this is actually very great. So it's changing the way you approach things on a more enlightened, spiritual, and philosophical level, I feel, you know, with this card. All right, so what's in your past? And this is not, I'm glad is in the past. So this is the Tower, one of the worst cards in the deck, but I'm glad it's actually in the reverse position. So it feels like this is something that has happened, you know, within, because even if it's in January, it's too soon for this to be inverted. So I feel like this is a lot of problems, upheaval, and, you know, and there's no Three of Swords here to indicate that there has been, you know, so upheaval could indicate just, you know, like separation or people showing their true colors after a long period of time dating them and you're not happy with it, so you've walked away from that situation, or just, you know, realization that what you came to depend on is no longer there. So for some of you, you might have gone through a separation, or the other person have left you, or in general, you're basically confronted with the truth, okay? It's in the reverse position, so I feel that you're quickly coming to terms with it this month, and you know it's going to spin back every once in a while this month due to the Mercury in retrograde period, but very quickly you're actually learning to cope with this and deal with this as well. And I just want to say, for those of you who have been like broken up with in the past, I feel this sense of this energy coming back in very strongly as well this month, okay? Like that anguish, the hurt, it might cycle back in. So be aware of that and try to let that go as much as possible, okay? Remind yourself of the good times. Okay, so the next one is, this is what's coming in immediately. So this is not the outcome. This is just energy coming in. I have the High Priestess, and this is basically, she's a very spiritual person as well. And I know Pisces are probably the most spiritual sign of the zodiac. It is actually the last sign, so you are very, most of you tend to be old souls, and you are very spiritually evolved, okay? And a lot of Pisces and Sagittarius too tend to get into organized religion. So with the Judgment card, I feel that, you know, there's this definitely a change towards a more universal love with the High Priestess. And she's, this is basically, a lot of you have undergone a transformation in which you are looking at love on a very broad and spiritual level. Okay, so I feel like a shift from, you know, loving somebody like in a very physical way, such as, you know, just like having I don't know, showing affection for them and showing you know, just like having the physical chemistry and having that stable, you know, home life and, you know, something you call a relationship. Whereas this is like the evolution of love, where it's more spiritual, loving somebody on a very human level, but at the same time ascribing characteristics to them that humans don't have. It's kind of like unconditional love. So a lot of you have been through a lot, and now you've evolved and you've come out on top, and you're approaching things from a very deep level. So you want that soul connection, and you want that that other person that you get involved with to love you on a very deep and profound level, and which is a great thing to do. In the process, though, the crowning energy, your expectations are very, very high, which is fine, okay? You want to find that profound love, and you feel that, you know, with the Six of Wands in reverse, that no one will ever meet your expectations, so you feel a little defeated. Um, I mean, like at this point, I just feel that some of you, those of you who are, you know, who have broken up with somebody in the past, you just, at this point, you're still a little guarded, so you're setting your sights very high, just so that you don't end up in this situation where you got less than you deserved. Those of you who are in a marriage, in a very stable relationship, this is just setting impossibly high standards for your partner, and they can't live up, and then you get angry. So be a little more grounded and realistic about this, okay? So if this is the route you're going, make sure you can meet your partner halfway, because I just feel that these are like impossibly high standards, okay? So be careful about that. And when it's hard to go back, and it basically, it's expectations are set both ways by both partners. So make sure your partner agrees with you on this, and also make sure you actually can even live up to this ideal, okay? Otherwise, you're going to be in a very disappointing situation, you and your partner both, or you and the people you choose to get involved with both, okay? So be very realistic, Pisces. So this is basically the hopes. I'm sorry. This is the subconscious things that are you or may not be aware of, okay? So this is actually a very lovely card to get in the upright position. So this is a card of celebration with the Judgment, you know. It just indicates like a renewal. So, I mean, in a love reading, this is basically everyone is on the same page. So even though you have this fear of failure, of having to basically compromise and things like that in order to get this ideal love, just know that the ideal love is already within your reach, okay? So you do have this profane and very profound relationship within your midst, all right? So just know that the other people are already there by your side through thick and thin, and that's indicative of very profound and deep love already. So you don't have to go out of, you don't have to look elsewhere for this, okay? So for those who are in relationships, so make sure you are a little more appreciative of your partner and what they contribute to your relationship. For those of you who are looking, you know, this also denotes getting yourself out there, because the love that you're looking for, the love interest that will actually meet your expectations or within your circle of friends. So this is actually very, very nice energy here. All right. So this is just the advice, overall advice from the universe based on this situation, okay? So let your guard down, let your expectations down, okay? And this is actually a good time for you to do this month, because you're going to realize there's nothing to be afraid of. And if you've been setting your expectations too high, just, you know, get off your high horse, all right? So this is basically let go of that fear, the anxiety, and also don't be so fearful of this failure, not being able to find that person that meets all your ideals, okay? Because they're within reach. You just don't know it yet, and you're looking in the wrong places. So go to friends. I feel that they're already within your social network. It's just a matter of assessing things very realistically, because that person is already in your midst. All right, for those who are single. All right, so let your guard down a little bit, and don't be so fearful of having to settle for less, because the people who love you will compromise and to make you happy. So you don't have to worry about that too much. And here we have the external environment. So Pisces, your card is showing up here. This is the moon. So the external environment, the people you're going to come across this month in your love circle, in your relationships, or in your sphere, they're going to be a little moody, okay? So just be aware of that. And it is Mercury retrograde, so miscommunications are very common. And also people are going to want they're going to want a more emotional union, all right? So for those of you who are single and just are looking for lighthearted relationships, I don't feel that you are, just because of this high priestess coming in. So I don't feel that most of you are seeking just random, dating. But you're going to feel that a lot of people are in tune with you emotionally. You are very well received. But people tend to be a little moody and a little strange with their behaviors. They're going to feel the people you encounter in your dating, in the course of casually dating too, they might seem a little needy, all right? On top of that, you do have this very good card here, which is, hope, or this is fears and hopes. And you have a lot of people to choose from. I mean, people are very receptive to your high-minded and very spiritual outlook in life and in love. So you have a lot of options. But the fear here is, well, you're hoping for a lot of options, and I feel that you will. But the fear that comes in is choosing the wrong choice, making the wrong choice, and choosing the wrong people. Okay? So again, I want you to be aware that setting your expectations too high can set yourself up for failure. So it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy here, in that you're so afraid of picking the wrong choice that you don't do anything. And I feel that corroborated here with this outcome card. So you're so afraid of picking the wrong thing, you let all these opportunities slip you by, and then, due to inactivity, and then you end up in a place where you're feeling sorry for yourself. You don't have the outcome that you wish, okay? So it is very important here with this outcome card, the 8 of Swords, in which you feel like you're bounded and that you don't have all the information you need to move forward. So like I said, the people are going to be a little needy and a little demanding and a little insecure too. And I feel that just the way the energies are laid out too, that you're going to have a hard time deciding. So indecisiveness is going to be a huge factor, but don't just pick one. I feel that you really can't go wrong, because in your subconscious, you already have that joy and peace that you need. And you already know, like, this is a very spiritual woman, And for those of you who are in a committed relationship, you don't know what to do to enhance the situation. But I feel that deep down, the emotional connection is already there. So you don't have to think too hard. This is a matter of not overthinking. And at the same time, you're guided by your intuition, So what you need to do. Is just a matter of doing it fast enough so that you can get something done, all right? So indecisiveness is going to be a huge factor. You have a lot of love interest to choose from, but you have to get out there and actually make up your mind, all right? Because these people are counting on you. They're very needy, and they need reassurance. They constantly need reassurance. So get out there, make up your mind, make them the center of your world, and then their insecurities will go away, okay? So it is very important for you to help others overcome their insecurity, and to help yourself overcome your indecisiveness by making a choice. It's very important to do that, all right? And it's going to bring in a new beginning in love for you and a new way of approaching love for those that are attached. Okay, so a lot of choices here. So in terms of a love partner too, you might meet a fellow Pisces, those of you who are dating. And just keep in mind, you're going to be meeting a lot of people and you might have quite a few options. Okay, but I think Pisces are generally a very good match. Okay.